The cleanup of a hazardous waste disposal pit in Andover will soon begin. On Tuesday, Governor Tim Walz and other elected officials marked a major benchmark in the multi-million-dollar project. CTN's Dan Carpenter shows us the precautions being taken to protect nearby residents before the pit is opened.
This cleanup effort is our #1 state priority.
Buried in this landfill in Andover, not far from schools and homes, lies more than 6,000 barrels of hazardous waste.
And because of this, it poses a high environmental risk, and it's imperative that we clean it up. And finally, we're getting to do that.
On Tuesday, Minnesota's governor and lawmakers who've pushed for the project celebrated a new benchmark in the cleanup process.
Here we are, finally closing the WDE landfill.
Earlier this year, Governor Tim Walz approved spending $10.3 million to remove and safely dispose of the barrels that date back to the early 1970s.
Not a real glamorous project to dig out hazardous waste and then fill it back in with garbage, but it is a priority.
A temporary enclosure is being built over the area to protect nearby residents from vapors and prevent weather delays as Clean Harbors Incorporated crews get to work.
The big uncertainty will be getting into the pit itself, but we have all of the necessary precautions in place, and once we get in there, we'll see what we find.
The only permitted hazardous waste disposal site in Minnesota's past has cost the state as much as $500,000 a year to prevent contamination to groundwater.
And I can assure everyone that we have safe drinking water in Andover. The threat or risk of something going wrong here is being reduced with the removal of this pit.
When we have literally the potential of a health crisis right here, if we don't do something, it's just paramount that we get it done.
Doing so will require 25 trucks a day, coming and going from the site to a rail line.
Depending on what we find, it should be about 6 to 8 weeks to get the hazardous waste out and off site.
After that, the pit will be covered and the temporary enclosure will be removed. Dan Carpenter for CTN Update.
After the hazardous waste is removed, the landfill will continue to be monitored by staff members of the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency.